The views expressed in this video are that of a hobbyist, not of a business owner or a commercial operation. Clear as mud?
Hey there, it's me again. I got something that people have been bugging me to see for a long time because I talked about it once on, well, back when I was doing the Patreon thing, and then on my website. I said that I was going to build basically a greenhouse brain that runs on a Raspberry Pi mini computer for controlling things, monitoring things, and that is pretty much what I've done. This has been running out here in real world situations or circumstances for a week now. It ran on my dining room table for a long time as I was writing the software and testing different components, but the little circuit board in the upper left corner, that's the Raspberry Pi. If you're not familiar with those, they're just a little computer the size of a credit card. They run Linux, or there is a Windows 10 version on there that'll run for about 10 minutes before it overheats the thing. And then they use an SD card instead of a hard drive. And on the right side of that is a voltage regulator. It'll deliver up to 12 amps of whatever voltage you set it to. I'm only setting it to 5 volts and feeding it with a, I think it's 4.5 amp laptop power supply. And then the breadboard that's in there, that's just for making it easy to make changes if I have to. That little board down there in the lower right corner, that is a 3-volt regulator, because the 3-volt or 3.3 volt supply that comes out of the Raspberry Pi is only 250 milliamps. Can't do a whole lot with that. So those do up to 850. But as you can see, various network cables go in the bottom. They're Ethernet network cables. I just use those because it's easier to connect numerous devices, because there's 8 wires inside. They go to different sensors or relays. That little tiny white thing right there, that is a humidity and temperature sensor for this side of the greenhouse. And then that's a wireless or Ethernet to Wi-Fi bridge. There's not really a whole lot to it. The most complicated part is writing the software and the logic that goes along with deciding what needs to be done and when. That little black junction box, I did that with all of my stuff here. I 3D printed those because you can take one model and change the dimensions of it. But basically what happens here, there's, well, I'll go down to the other end. As you can see, there's an Ethernet cable. We go clear down here. There's a temperature sensor and another junction box. But there's only one cable that carries all of the good stuff down here, and it goes to another junction box right there that divides things up, and that has relays in it that control this outlet box. The 2 outlets on the left are for my exhaust fans, and the 2 outlets on the right are for heating, which turns on a kerosene blast heater if needed. That doesn't kick on until 35 degrees, and then it kicks back off at 45. I don't have to keep things San Diego warm in here all the time. But the neat thing about the computer is, let me see if I can start this up on my phone here. Can we see that? Yes. I can see my humidity, the temperature on the east end of the greenhouse and the west end, the fish tank, the boiler temperature, which the boiler is just, it's a stainless steel pipe that goes into the burn box of the pellet stove, and then that heats water in a barrel. And that, which you can't see very well, But yeah, it heats a stainless steel coil in the fish tank. So I can turn my stove on high burn mode if I need to. And aside from just monitoring things, let's see, gotta make sure I'm not on the Wi-Fi because my signal is weak out here. Sorry, went away from the screen. But say for example, I want to turn my cooling or my exhaust fans on. I can just tap on that. Yes, it's going to ask me to log in. I will cut that out. But if I want to turn on my fans from my phone, did I not press that? Yes, I did. You can see the fans. I got a text message saying the fans are turned on. Yeah, you don't have to go all the way down there, but yeah, they turned on. And the phone shows you that they're on. They're flashing. If it's flashing like that, that means it's in manual override mode. But I can go back here, put it back into automatic mode, and since the temperature out here isn't up to the 85-degree threshold, the automatic mode will make those fans turn off here. So let's see what else. There, the fans turned off, and the phone just notified me. I have little charts. I can turn the phone sideways and make them bigger and easier to read. It's really hard to do all this without four hands. But that's about what I got. But people have been bugging me since I mentioned that I was going to do this, and well, I finally got it installed last week and let it churn along all week long to make sure that it was going to work like I had planned, and it did. So now it's just a matter of expanding upon it. If I want to add things like, I don't know, pH or EC probes in my water or in the soil of my wicking beds, I can add that later if I want to. Didn't do that right up front because those probes are way too expensive than what they're more expensive than what they should be, like $150 to $187. No, I'm not in that big of a hurry, especially when I would need 6 of them. So, but that's about all I got. I hope this satisfied the questions that were piling up about this, but yep, that's it. I call it the greenhouse pie. It's my little brain that makes things, well, we'll put it this way, it just allows me to be a little bit lazier. So I'm going to cut this off. Got things to do. So take it easy. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.